Hi everyone, welcome to GM Arunja's channel. In this video, we'll discuss a crazy idea for black against the English opening. The English opening is a super solid opening for white players, and in many occasions, black players find it a very hard nut to crack. Now, this idea comes as early as move number 2. Now, like initially what I felt was this idea can be a one game idea, and I didn't really think that this could be sustainable in the long run. But I first encountered this idea like 7 8 years ago, and this has evolved a lot right now, and is still sustaining very well in the top level, and many top players are starting to adopt this from black side. One more interesting idea, which is I didn't show you guys the whole game, and I reached close to winning position, and I left it as a puzzle for you to find the winning blow for the black side. And yeah, if you can find the correct idea, let me know in the comment section with the answers, and we can keep it interactive. So let's get started with c4, which is the English opening, and the most common way to meet English is with c4 e5. And here, one of the most common ways for white to continue here is with g3. And this is where the crazy idea occurs, which is with h5. I don't think there is any other opening in chess where black plays h5 as early as move number 2. And that is like really played by such strong players as well. And it's also developing as a reasonable option against the English opening. Now, the basic idea is to obviously start attacking with h5, h4, and somehow it's a nagging idea that keeps white players under pressure. Like when encountering this for the first time, I'm sure like it'll be like quite annoying for the white players. I myself have been an English player for many years. If I'm really meeting this for the first time, I'll be like really confused about what is going on here. Like how is white even? I mean, white is coming under attack as early like move number 2. Like, okay, the initial thought could be like, okay, these kind of moves cannot be correct, but in reality it's not like that. Black's line seems to be like completely playable, and it's not just a one game idea, but it has a lot of uh, deeper ideas with it. Let's see that. So the most common idea can be like to immediately stop black from expanding with h4, and white players playing h4 is what I would generally expect. But other than that, white players can also play h3, like which can go into something like this. This is what white players can expect. But usually black doesn't play h4 after white commits h3. Usually they continue with the same natural plan that we see in the game. So knight c6, bishop c5, d6, bishop e6, things like that, and h3 pawn can eventually be a target. Now, other than this, I think there is one more interesting move, which is knight f3, which is to stop h4 right now. The game continues with something like e4, knight h4, which is another crazy line. nc3 can always be met with h4. And let's continue with h4 in this game, which is what happened. And the provoking this h4 move can be quite useful for black anyways, because the g4 square is available for the minor pieces right now. Knight f6, knight g4, or bishop to g4 can be quite useful, as we will see in this game. But otherwise, they continue with the natural follow-up with bishop c5. I think knight c6, bishop c5 is another move order. So they usually come up with the same plan with knight c6, bishop c5. But now inclusion of this h5, h4 is quite useful for black. So knight c6 followed by d6. Now at this point, I think a natural developing new move should be something like bishop g2. In which case, I would expect black to either go bishop e6, bishop g4, some natural follow-up with knight f6, queen d7. But instead, white came out for the attack with knight a4. Moving the same piece again and again in the early stage of the game is breaking the opening principle, which is not really advisable. And black comes out for the attack with bishop g4, the knight on f3 is under attack. White simply made a defensive move. And yeah, because black seems to have some slight lead in development, and he has the initiative right now, he's immediately starting to attack with e4 without waiting any longer. Knight on f3 is under attack, and white made a natural reaction. Knight to g5, attacking the e4 pawn. It feels like white is probably even winning the d4 pawn, because f5 can always be met with f3, which might trap the bishop on g4. Now, black's idea was not to defend the e4 pawn, but to come up with a counter-attacking idea, which is knight e4, knight d4, which is attacking the e2 pawn. As we can see, like bishop into e2 or knight into e2, like it's really keeping. I mean, bishop into e2 traps the queen to begin with. Knight into e2 in case like white castles. Like this can also like really put in uh, white pieces in danger. And white made a natural reaction to defend the e2 pawn with knight c3. And here black sacrificed the e4 pawn with knight f6 and defended the b7 pawn with c6. Basically, like controlling the activity of the bishop in the long diagonal. Now, a simple question can be like, does black really have compensation for the sacrificed pawn? Because white's position still seems to be like super solid. But the truth is, again, yeah, black definitely has a lot of compensation for the sacrificed pawn, because he definitely has much better placed pieces, and like right now, black's pieces are occupying the correct squares to start the attack, which is more or less what happened in the game. White played a natural move d3, and after short castle, it feels like rook e8. At some right time, f5 happens, the e2 pawn can come under a lot of attack. And keeping the king on e1 doesn't seem to be safe, and white played a logical move, which was apparently a huge mistake, short castle. And here, black doesn't wait anymore and immediately launches the attack on the king side with f5 followed by f4. And yeah, I think more or less, as you can see, apart from the rook on e8 for black, every single black piece is involved in the attack, and the attack is quite strong. And bishop at f4 more or less was an expected move. Rook at f4 happens, shattering the defensive pawn structure in front of the white king. Now all that is left is the bishop on g2. Once that's gone, basically the king is left all alone. So white played queen to d2, getting away from the pin, and the queen can also join the defense in case. Now rook e8, attacking the e2 pawn once again, and it's not just attacking the e2 pawn. The idea is rook e6, rook g6. The last piece also joins the attack. Basically, every single piece is involved in the attack, and white has only one piece that is defending the king. And to meet this, white played rook e1, defending the e2 pawn immediately, and black continued with bishop h3. Like this trades off the last defensive resource, and once this is gone, the king is left all alone. All that is left is the rook. Either the rook can join the attack with rook e6, rook g6, that should conclude the game, or the knight joining the attack. The queen needs one helper to finish the game here. And to stop rook e6, rook g6 plan, white played knight to e4. The point is, rook e6 can be met with knight g5, and yeah, the knight can create a blockade, and the last piece, again, one more piece involving in the defense. And here, black continued with knight to f5. The threat is very simple. I'm threatening knight h4 with the idea of queen g2, checkmate. White reacted to this with e3. The point is, knight h4 can be met with f3. Like, not exactly defending, it's not exactly fine for white, but that can also be excellent choice here for black players. But here, black played a stronger move than knight h4, which concluded the game pretty much in another 2-3 moves. It was over. So I'll leave that to the viewers to find and comment the answers in the comment section. So I think this gives us interesting idea, at least to put white players right under pressure in the early stage of the game itself. And yeah, against the English, this can be a reasonable option, which is again not a bad idea exactly. It can be a sustainable idea in the long run as well. So I'll see you all in the next video then.